My thoughts, my opinion. Sports podcast.
Yo, what it is? Welcome back to another episode of MTMO Sports Podcast, Doug, and this is my 151st thought, yo. This is going to be a dope episode, you feel me, yo? So let's talk about the topics that I'm gonna be discussing with y'all, yo, in this episode. We're gonna be talking about the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation, Doug. Like, I can't believe that one of the worst teams in the NFL got a real interesting quarterbacks controversy going on, yo. I can't wait to weigh my opinion on that and to tell y'all who I believe going to be their QB1 coming up on to week 1 of the season, you feel me? So sit back on that. I'm also going to be talking about, the WNBA is back, Doug. And if y'all not paying attention to the WNBA, y'all need to hurry up and hop on because it's a lot of sassiness going on. And I believe that this is what the league needs, you feel me? So can't wait to weigh my opinions on the sassiness that's going on. And there's still big controversies that happened last weekend, but it's still buzzing about this whole Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark situation. And I can't believe that people are now trying to take this as further than what it is. So I can't wait to weigh my opinion on that. And of course, the NBA Conference Finals is here. The Western Conference Finals is already 2 games up, and the Thunder is most definitely controlling that. And in Eastern Conference, the Pacers is up 1-0, and they possibly can go up 2-0 tonight. So I can't wait to weigh my opinions on both of these series, Doug, because very, very interesting and some good stuff to talk about. So sit back on tight, yo, because this is going to be a dope episode. You feel me? So if you're not already, yo, I need your help, yo. Need your help. Need you to go out here, like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, yo, because I am trying to reach my mini goal of 1,000 subscribers. And I need y'all help, you feel me? So make sure y'all go out here and spread the word if you're not already spreading the word for me. And go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, yo. And while y'all doing that, yo, go out here and tell a friend who can be a friend, who can possibly be your friend, that MTMO Sports Podcast is the sports podcast that they need in their podcast rotation, you feel me? Because I always come up with the dope topics. I always come up with some great opinions on those topics. And you know what I mean? You will most definitely get the notification bar on everything that I drop, whether it's YouTube shorts, whether it's a YouTube video clip, or whether it's a live show like what I'm doing today, you feel me? So make sure y'all go out here and spread the word there. I'm trying to get to my mini goal, you feel me? Let them know that MTMO Sports Podcast is here, you feel me? Go out here and spread the word, you feel me? Also, while we talking about spreading the word, yo, if you're not already known or you're late to the party, you feel me? Make sure y'all go out here and support our nonprofit organization that we have going on. It's called Walk a Mile in Our Shoes. And this is a dope nonprofit organization that we are out here giving back to the communities that we love and we are been raised in to help the less fortunate in the best ways that we can, whether it's a clothes drive, food drive, a personal hygiene kit, whether it's a basketball tournaments or whether it's back to school drives for the kids, yo. We are out here serving the community the best way we possibly can. So make sure y'all go out here and follow Walk a Mile in Our Shoes on all social media platforms. And it is spelled out the way that you see it, you feel me? Walk a mile in our shoes, y'all. I guarantee you will not be disappointed in our nonprofit organization. We are right now currently in 3 locations. We are in Newark, New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey, and we are also here in Baltimore, you feel me? So make sure y'all go out here and follow, like, shares, and support us the best way we can, you feel me? So, got the business part out the way. Now let's go ahead and talk about some sports, dog, because, it's been some crazy things that's going on in the sports world, you feel me? Like, the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation, like, number one, like, who would ever thought that the Cleveland Browns quarterback battle would be very interesting? And then it's like everybody is sitting here trying to pull ties and try to figure out, like, who really should be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And they got a very, very unique quarterback situation going on because, as we all know, they still have Deshaun Watson. But, of course, I didn't put Deshaun Watson up here because that he is potentially going to be sitting out this upcoming year anyway. So it's not really he's in the quarterback battle. Now, I did see video clips of him actually throwing the football and doing some light work when it comes to him in his rehab, but I still don't believe that he will be available this upcoming season. But the Cleveland Browns quarterback room is still a little bit interesting because you got Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco, the veterans of these teams, and then you got the two young rookies and Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, and everybody got their panties all up in a bunch because I'm pretty sure everybody, and I do mean almost everybody, is voting for Shedeur Sanders to be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. But the Cleveland Browns went on another direction right now. And the Cleveland Browns saying in their reports that when OTA starts up, that Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel will be taking the first team reps. Will most definitely be out there working with the guys that they potentially feel like is going to be your week one guys, your starters. And everybody was like, man, what? Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett this and Dylan Gabriel is not all, it's like up and down. Everybody is rooting for Shedeur Sanders. And let me go ahead and just say, let's get the panties out the bunch, y'all. It's just OTAs. It's not nothing serious. Not even the first training camp. You feel me? Now, I know they said that it's potentially that these guys are going to take the first team reps when it comes to those OTAs and training camps. But I beg you differ. Yes, they might do it on day one and potentially day two. But I just feel like as the days goes on, I feel like the Cleveland Browns are going to be doing a quarterback roulette. They're going to be going in here with this particular group this week and going with the next one the next week. I think that's what the Cleveland Browns is going to do. They are trying to weigh out their options. Because, number one, we all know that that's too many goddamn quarterbacks in one room. What the hell do you need 4 or 5 quarterbacks in your quarterback room? So that's why I'm saying, like, right now, going through the OTAs and you just seeing that Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel is the number one, then number two is nothing to get something too worried about. Because, like I said, I really feel like they're gonna be alternating on quarterbacks here and there. So day one and day two might be those two guys. Day 3, day 4, it could be Joe Flacco and Shedeur Sanders. You know what I mean? Then the next week it can be Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. Then the next week it can be Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. You know what I mean? I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to figure out, they're going to do their homework, and they're going to get it done early because they don't really want to go into the season still having these quarterback battles. Now, what I see out of Kenny Pickett, I'm going to go down to each quarterback and tell you what I feel and who I really think that is going to be the starter. We're going to start with Kenny Pickett. I really feel like Kenny Pickett is they throwing him out there first because he can be the first quarterback that can really kind of move on, go another direction. Maybe put some trade, get a little bit of trade value out there for this guy. And here's why I think that. Kenny Pickett is on his third team since being drafted in the NFL. Third team already. He got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was traded. He was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. And then, now the Philadelphia Eagles is pretty much done with him. They went on trading him after they won the Super Bowl to the Cleveland Browns. And like I said, I think that the Cleveland Browns went on ahead and did that trade so fast because they really didn't have another quarterback. They didn't have a plan didn't know what to do with that quarterback situation. You know what I mean? It was like, shit, Deshaun Watson kind of really bit us in the ass last time. We gave him all this damn money, and we kind of stuck in the hole with this guy. We don't know what to do. When is he going to come back? So they was like, let's just get a quarterback in this room. And they went on ahead and got Kenny Pickett because they felt like, if we're going to not be a relevant team, we might as well go ahead and not get a relevant quarterback for real. And I think that's what the Cleveland Browns went on and did, because the reason why I said that they're not going to be relevant, because you can just clearly state that the Cleveland Browns didn't really do nothing in the offseason to get offense or weapons. They let Nick Chubb go. And it looks like, Nick Chubb is not walking back through them doors. And that's like very interesting. So you like I said, you got some decent weapons out there, like a Jared Judy or something like that, but that's not going to be enough. That's not going to be a relevant team in one of the toughest divisions in NFL in the AFC North. So they was like, yeah, you know what? Now we got to go grab Joe Flacco. Grab him off the couch before you get too comfortable, man, because we need to go ahead and make sure that we have a veteran quarterback that we can just go out here, that can learn the system quick, and who has been here before, and that he can go out here and we don't have to rush to find our franchise quarterback on. We're not trying to hit a home run off the first pitch, pretty much. So they went on ahead and grabbed Joe Flacco. And then he was like, smart, interesting move, because, like I said, veteran quarterback that knows the game, that been in the league, that been with this team, that has played against this team multiple times as well. It's like, why not go ahead and grab Joe Flacco and then and try to not rush Kenny Pickett? Or if Kenny Pickett doesn't really succeed at that time before they went to the draft, if Kenny Pickett does not succeed, then we got Joe Flacco to fall back on, and we already know that Joe Flacco is not going to be the Ravens Super Bowl quarterback. He's not going to will us no victory or nothing like that. No Super Bowl. So that's what it is. So then we come up on the draft. Shador's name should have been taken off the board in my eyes. We get all the way down to like the 3rd and the 4th round, and now they drafted Dylan Gabriel. And it was like everybody scratched their heads like, why the fuck would you do that? And then we all started thinking like, well, that's blackball. We already know that every team is passing up a Shador, and there's multiple teams that should have grabbed Shador Sanders early. Like, why are you wasting your time? And then later, the Cleveland Browns said, you know what? Fuck it, we might as well just go ahead and grab Shador, because we feel like that Shador can possibly be our franchise quarterback that we was looking for. That's what I think. That's how the Cleveland Browns got here. Now that we are here, it's like we seen that Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel showed up to the rookies' little workout, the rookie mini camps, and everybody was putting so much hype. Oh, Shador looked like this. He looked a little bit better than this person. He looks a step further than Dylan Gabriel. He looked like he can be the promise. And then there was other reports saying that, well, Dylan Gabriel wasn't too far from behind Shador. He was able to keep up. He was able to put good passes on the money. He kind of looked more accurate than Shador at times. So then it was like, oh, okay, we can see what this is going to be. This is not going to be a clear walkthrough. This is going to be a real quarterback battle. So this is where we at. And I really, really feel like that the Cleveland Browns are going to start their season off with Joe Flacco. I really do. They are not going to rush their rookie quarterbacks. And the reason why I say this is because I kind of feel like that Kenny Pickett is possibly not going to be on that team too long. I just kind of feel like that. I just feel like now I haven't really done my soul homework on which teams is potentially going to need a backup quarterback? You know what I mean? Which teams is going to need a service of a quarterback that can potentially come there, and if things don't go right, we can go ahead and insert him in the lineup. That's how I feel about Kenny Pickett. That's what I mean that I say that you might as well. He might not be on the team because he has trade value. Might not be the best trade value. No, it's not the ones. It's not 2 second rounds. Maybe not third rounders. But he can give you some 4th rounders. Some 5th rounders. Somewhere around that range. That's kind of good when it comes for the Cleveland Browns because you don't have that much cap space anyway when it comes up in these upcoming drafts because you just signed Myles Garrett to a big-ass contract. You still got your money tied up in Deshaun Watson. So it makes sense that you can get a couple or, an extra 4th, 5th round pick, And I think that's, like I said, I think that's where Kenny Pickett kind of straddles the fence. When it comes to the rookie quarterbacks, I kind of feel like that Dylan Gabriel will wind up being on the practice squad. And Shedeur Sanders will be the backup quarterback. And when things don't go too perfect with Joe Flacco, or Joe Flacco is not really finishing off games, or they see like Joe Flacco can't escape the pocket, his passes just ducks, that's when Shedeur Sanders will come in and everybody's going to be hyped and be like, hey, he's going to save our day. And the reason why I say that is because I'm looking at what the Cleveland Browns head coach came out and said in the interview recently that he says that that Shedeur Sanders is in the practice facility early. He's doing everything he has to do, and he's really working hard. And he likes everything that Shedeur Sanders is doing right now. Now, I granted, yes, I kind of most definitely get it that, of course, a rookie quarterback is kind of going to look to learn and try to get the coach's eye because he wants some playing time. But no, I really just think that the Cleveland Browns head coach, Kevin Stefanski, is really looking as like, if my job is on the line, can I really work with Shedeur Sanders? Can I make the genius move that remember that everybody did not want to draft Shedeur? If I can make this genius move and put Shedeur Sanders in, not right away, not too early, but to let him grow a little bit, to let him sit back to see how Joe Flacco carry things, how he get things in order of how he prepping for a game, then you might see the Cleveland Browns start trickling in Shedeur Sanders. And I think that would be dope. I think that would be a good move. And I think that's what the Cleveland Browns is going to wind up doing. I don't really see Shedeur Sanders sitting too many backups too long. I don't really see Shedeur Sanders being placed on the practice squad team. I just think that he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks coming out of this college, going into the draft this year. He had great completion percentage. Again, in college, he was like almost, if not a 70% completion percentage. Now, I understand that the NFL is going to be way faster, going to be way different. They're going to scheme a little different. It's just a different breed than what it is in college football. But I really feel like Shedeur Sanders can hold his own. And I think that he will eventually become the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback. And he might be the face of he might be their franchise quarterback. Wouldn't be a bad move, but I just think that don't rush him. That's why you have those veteran quarterbacks. That's why you got your Joe Flacco and your Kenny Pickett. Now, granted, like I said, I don't think that Kenny Pickett, if he can't outright win this quarterback battle, I really feel like Kenny Pickett is trade bait. I don't really see 2 veterans and 2 rookies on the same team. Like I said, granted, I think that Dylan Gabriel will be on the practice squad. But if they don't trade away Kenny Pickett, it's potentially like, yes, Kenny Pickett can be the second quarterback But like I said, if Kenny Pickett doesn't win this quarterback battle on the outright, man, it's going to be him grabbing the short end of the stick, because I really just feel like that Shador will jump him in the quarterback position battle, and he will be next up in line if Joe Flacco doesn't go right. Now, like I said, this is my prediction. Like I said, I predicted that Joe Flacco would be the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback. I really just think so. But I wind up saying that Dylan Gabriel is probably going to get put on the practice squad, and I just think that Shador Sanders will be wind up the second string quarterback. That's just how I see it. You feel me? So if you think it's going to be any difference, you feel me? Make sure y'all go down here in the comment section and tell me, who do y'all think will be the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback coming up to week 1? And tell me how y'all think that the quarterback room is going to get played out. Is somebody going to get cut? Somebody going to get put on the practice squad? Or is the Cleveland Browns really going to carry 3 quarterbacks and then put one on the practice squad? You all let me know in the comments, you feel me? So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and switch it out from the NFL. We're going to switch it to the WNBA, Doug. And oh my God, yo. If y'all have not already checked in the WNBA, Doug, y'all is missing out. Missing out. Because, yo, the WNBA has sassiness. It is spicy. I'm talking about where that you might have put too much Tabasco sauce into on your food, and it is just spicy. Because the reason why it's so spicy, yo, because this year is more physical than I've seen in the last 2 years in the WNBA. And we only didn't play 3 games so far. Most teams played 3 games, but yeah, most of the teams that hasn't played 3 games is most definitely gonna be playing their 3rd game tonight. And yo, when I say that it is so physical, like these ladies are just show their most competitive nature, and it's been nothing but pushing and shoving and getting each other's face, and it is just like, this is what the league needs. I know a lot of people talking about, I ain't the female cat. Yeah. No. No, Doug. This is what they need, because everybody loves drama. Everybody loves to see what's going to happen the next time these ladies see each other, or the next time anybody see each other. Is it going to be the same energy? Is you going to carry the same way? You didn't sing Jacquel Jones getting into it with Alicia, what is her name? Oh man, the point guard. Oh man, I forgot her name off top. I think it's Chelsea Gray. Those two get into it. You just seen Dejanay Carlton get into it. We didn't seen Ryan Howard get into it. We didn't seen Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese kind of get into it. And it's just like, woo, where's all this coming from? And let me tell you, it kind of stems from the Unrivaled League. Because a lot of those girls was a little bit chirpy. They was going back and forth. They seen each other the whole damn summer. Well, not the summer, what was that? The winter, I'm sorry. The whole winter. And now you about to see them the whole damn summer. So it's like that carried over to the W. And you can just clearly see it's like, I love it. This is what the league needs. You need that. You just need that. Because now when you have a little bit of drama, a little bit of controversy, the revenue, the viewers goes up. Because like I said, now if you missed it on the first try, like, yo, when they run it back, yo, what is it going to be like? And it's not like you're going to miss out. Because majority of these teams play each other at least 3 times before the season is over with. Maybe more than that. So it's just like, yo, like I said, I love it. And right now, like I said, we 3 games in. And right now, the Minnesota Lynx are the best team. They still undefeated. Right now, they are 3-0. Followed by the New York Liberty, that's 2-0. The Phoenix Mercury is also 2-0. Indiana Fever is 2-1. The Washington Mystics, is 2-1. The Golden State Valkyries are 1-1. Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Aces is 1-1. Seattle Storm is 1-1. And if the playoffs was to so happen just to start right now, that will be your playoff bracket right there. But it doesn't, because we still got hella weeks left. You got the Los Angeles Sparks, that's 1-2. The Atlanta Dream, who got their first dub last night, is 1-2. The Kinetic Sun is 0-2. The Chicago Sky, which is heartbreaking right now for me, is also 0-2. And the Dallas Wings, who just got the number 1 overall pick last draft, is also 0-3. And it is, like I said, it's just great competitiveness, great what I'm seeing from the sport, yo. You know what I mean? You got Paige, Becca Page coming into the W and most definitely showing her skill. Now, it hasn't translated the wins yet, because I feel like the Dallas Wings still gotta learn each other a little bit. They still gotta figure out of, we know who's the top, who's the alpha. We know that's Enrique. You know what I mean? But now everybody else got to kind of find their role. And I really feel like the Dallas Wings eventually will find their role. Hopefully it won't be too late. For the Chicago Sky, let me go ahead and speak on them real quick before anything else. I am hurt that the Chicago Sky right now is 0-2. I am more hurt that they figured that, you get rid of Teresa Witherspoon, that, things was going to dramatically change. Like, she was the problem. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to have to give the guy, that new head coach, his time and let him work his magic, hopefully. But you can just see that, like, right now, the Chicago Sky does not have no identity. They don't know who they are. They doesn't have a top person that they can really count on. They thinking everybody is so harped on Angel because she's not living up to what everybody thought that she can be, or thought she can be at the early stage. You know what I mean? And I just really feel like the Chicago Sky is not using what they have to their advantage. The Chicago Skyscrapers. You got Angel Reese and you got Camila Cardozo. If Angel Reese is struggling, right now to actually make efficient layups, I'm going to go ahead and call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? Everybody knows I love Angel Reese. Angel Reese is my favorite WNBA player right now. But she's not efficient when it comes to her being a scorer. And I really just think that the reason why she's not going to be efficient, and she's probably going to have a little bit of a downcline this year, is because the team doesn't have no goddamn identity. It's not all her fault. You out here trying to play organized ball with kind of a street ball mentality a little bit. That's what I've seen from the Chicago Sky. And that's what I mean to say they don't have no identity. I seen the Chicago Sky come down court and jack up threes before their bigs even got to the before their bigs got to the 3-point line, and their bigs wasn't nowhere near down there to get in position to grab rebounds. Or I done seen them just overlook passes, too many turnovers. And that's what's going on with the Chicago Sky. I really just feel like that they need to play inside out. Yes, I understand they got Vandersloot as their shooter, as their point guard. But what I say about the Chicago Sky, you not bringing back Sydney Kennedy is really hurting y'all right now, because y'all need a go-to scorer when things get tough. But like I said, I think that they need to find a way to play inside out. They need to find a way to feed Camila Cardozo. Feed her. You know why you got to feed her? Look what she did in the overseas league, yo. What she did I think she played in the China league. Granted, there's nobody her height all the time in that league, but she was able to score efficiently. She was able to show that, yes, she can get in the post and yes, she can score, dog. But you got to give her the opportunity. You got to give her the minutes. I believe that Camilla can play a lot of minutes. I believe that she's in decent, good enough shape to play a lot of minutes. And I think that that will kind of help Angel Reese a little bit because now you can have a high-low type scheme. Because I believe that Angel can play outside the box a little bit. Can she play bully ball in the paint? Yes, but I think that she has to widen her game out a little bit. She has to learn how to hit a midi. She got to be a midi consistently. That will most definitely help Angel out. If she just learned to shoot the midi. Go take a page out of KD book. Like real life shit, I'm not trying to bash my girl or anything. Because like I said, I told y'all, Angel Reese is still my favorite basketball player, female basketball player right now. But if she learns a midi, fucking dangerous. If the Chicago Sky learn a goddamn identity, they can turn their season around. That's my little rant right there for the Chicago Sky. But the team that I am most impressed with in this early season is the Minnesota Lynx. The Minnesota Lynx is almost kind of starting off or almost where they left off at from last year. The Minnesota Lynx was just one game away from becoming a champion last year. And the Fisikalia is most definitely feeling that because she also was the champion in the Unrivaled League. So she had two opportunities to become a champion twice last year, and it did not fall in her favor. But she didn't cry or whine about it. The Fisikalia is out here balling, dog. When I say she's out here balling, like she is out here showing that right now that people is talking about naming her MVP. Like right now, she is my favorite of the front runner of the MVP. Like I said, she only played 3 games. I get it. But she is out here cooking in those 3 games. The first game against the Dallas Wings, she dropped 34 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 2 days later against the LA Sparks, she dropped 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. And then 3 days later after that, she played the Wings again and dropped 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Like, she is out here balling. It's like to the point that Fisikalia has been hooping at the start of the season. She is averaging 28.3 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, and 2.3 assists a game. They're the first 3 games. And right now they are seeking a 4-0 start. The first time since the 2017 season. And y'all know what happened the last time in that 2017 season when they went 4-0. They wound up being champs. Shout out to the Maya Moore, Sylvia Flowers, and that great Minnesota Lynx team, Doug. And it is looking like it can potentially go that way again. Now, granted, like I said, it's early in the league. It is super early. But I just really feel like that Fisikalia is putting on a show. And right now, like I said, she is my front runner for the MVP. I know everybody, loves Asia Wilson. I know everybody loves Caitlin Clark and the rest of the ladies out there, but y'all need to pay attention to Fisikalia, dog. Now, I brought up Caitlin Clark name. Let's talk about this whole controversy with Caitlin Clark, dog. Last weekend, when the season had opened up, the WNBA wound up had one of the great opening days. They had put some great games on. They had the Las Vegas Aces versus the New York Liberty on ring day. New York Liberty went out there and put a spanking on the Aces. And I really feel like the Aces are going to take some time because, they just got Drew Lloyd. They lost Kelsey Plum. They lost can't think of my girl name. They lost some other great players as well. So I think it's going to take some time for the Aces to kind of show up a little bit. But A'ja Wilson is doing A'ja Wilson things. Then we had the second game of the day was the Indiana Fever versus the Chicago Sky. And, it was a decent game in the beginning. Decent, back and forth. You can just see that, all the ladies was hyped for this game. They was ready and people was ready for this game. As far as, people that watch it or was attending the game. Because that particular game have reached the most views, got more views than I forgot which round of the playoffs. I think it was still the second round of the playoffs. Got more views than the second round of the playoffs. And one of the reasons why it got a lot of views because it was Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. It was the number one overall and Angel, I think she was like the 9th pick, 12th pick in the first round pick of her year. And it was like, last year we seen some potential. Now what we're going to see this year. This is what we kind of seen. And how did we get there? We got there because of the Chicago Sky was on offense. And I forgot who shot the ball. But Angel was in rebound position, and I forgot the young lady that was also in rebound position with Angel. Angel got a little push off going up for the rebound. Caitlin Clark got a little heated, got a little upset, and said, "You know what? I need to stop this play." So she fouled Angel Reese. And with that foul, it was a semi-hard foul. Angel Reese wound up hitting the floor. And you can see that Angel didn't really like that foul. Or mainly it could have been a different foul that could have occurred. But Angel didn't like it. And Angel got up. And, you just see how this is how it kind of was the outcome. Made her pissed, made her upset. Had the whole world buzzing. Had everybody was like, "Oh man, the Caitlin Clark and the Angel Reese beef, and you got everybody. It's racism. You got people this, and we got all lined up this way." Like, come the fuck on. Number one, the referees missed the call, and referees always miss calls, so it's nothing to be mad or pissed or upset about. Doesn't matter what sport you play, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer. A ref is going to miss a call. And they missed that call when Angel pushed off. But they got the foul. It was a foul, yes. I love the hard foul. I love everything about it. Thank you. Thank you, Caitlin. Remember, Caitlin put all that muscle on. You remember that, y'all? Y'all was all hyped about putting that muscle on. Hard foul. I didn't like the push at the end a little bit, but it's a hard fucking foul. If you're going to foul hard, you might as well go all the way through. Yeah, I'm going to push you on the floor too. And I love the way how Angel got up. Yes, don't take that shit from nobody. Let them know. You know what I mean? Like I said, don't throw no punches. Like I said, if you're going to talk shit, get in each other's face, get the text. I love it. Everybody's going to love it. Just don't throw no punches because none of you young ladies or ladies, period, should be out here fighting over something that's a kid's game. I love the competitive spirit. But now, everybody wants to make this a whole racial thing. It's a black and white, and everybody giving out bad takes. And one of the bad takes that was given out was by RG3. It got to the point that RG3, we all questioned, like, "Oh, what are you saying? Why are you saying that? We don't understand what you're trying to say, yo. That's just a bad take." Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese don't hate Caitlin Clark. Why would she hate her? It's nothing to hate about. It's not racism about that. If you play the game of basketball and you get a hard foul and you thought that you get a little push at the end, you're going to get up and react the same damn way. I know I have before. You feel me? Because you don't want to feel like you've been punked. That's all it is. You don't want to be punked. So for you to sit there and say that Angel hate her for that, like, come on, dog. That's a bad take. And then, Ron Clark made his statement and stuff like that, and now those two got that little feud going on. Another story, another time, but that's not hate, my guy. And then I also seen a lot of people talking about, well, Angel Reese is hating the success of Caitlin Clark. What? Why would she hate that girl? That girl's success? They have two different successes, but it wound up all coming together because, yes, they have basketball. We all knew that Caitlin Clark was going to be a better basketball player than Angel Reese. There's kind of no way to compare them any goddamn way because they are two different players. Caitlin Clark is your point guard. Is your girl that controls the whole game. The lady that's putting up, the shots. Then you have Angel, who's your muscle. Doesn't control the offense. Can she control the offense? She most definitely can. But that's not that's not her that's not her game. She's the muscle. So for to sit here and try to compare these two, it's no comparison. Because to go off subject, if you want to do a comparison, where was y'all at? Where was the comparison at when we all said that Juju was a better college player than Caitlin Clark? She did things way quicker and way faster and way efficient more than Caitlin Clark. But nobody wanted to have that debate. Everybody swept that away. Everybody put that underneath the rug. Oh, well, she's still in college and Caitlin Clark is in pros now. Nah. We comparing that college games. And if Juju was to be able to be in the WNBA right now, man, we all will follow Juju and will kind of forget about Caitlin Clark because Juju is a generational talent. No disrespect to Caitlin Clark. I got nothing but love and respect for that young lady. But that's the comparison that we need. That's the comparison that we should be talking about. It shouldn't be Angel and Caitlin in the comparison. That should be Caitlin and Chelsea Gray, maybe. Two different type of point guards, but point guards. It should be Angel and Sati Sabiu. That's a better comparison. Even though Satio is probably a better offensive player, but she's also a dog on the boards too, just like Angel. But that's that's what you do as far as when you're comparing players. Compare them to somebody who their game is that's kind of close, similar a little bit. Not two girls just because of how they came in the draft together, and now they was allegedly supposed to be stuck together. Like, no, you can't compare those two. But to sit here and say that is hate, let me tell you what it is. Angel Reese doesn't hate Caitlin Clark. These ladies hate that how the media is putting Caitlin Clark. Y'all put this target on Caitlin Clark back. Whether y'all want to take responsibility for this or not. The media put this target on Caitlin Clark back. Remember, everybody wants to put, Caitlin Clark is the best player in the WNBA, blah, blah, blah. We all forgot about A'ja Wilson, who is the 3-time MVP, 2-time champ, 2-time defensive player of the year. Something that Caitlin Clark didn't sniff yet. It's probably not going to sniff. Most definitely not no defensive player of the year. Haven't sniffed that yet. But no, I give you that Caitlin Clark is the most important female in the WNBA right now. She's that because she generates revenue. No matter where she go at, your teams, everybody's coming out to see her. Just like when the Indiana Fever went to the Atlanta Dream. Granted, the Fever lost, but the Atlanta Dream had sold more tickets than they sold all season just off that one game. So yes, she's generating revenue. She's helping the league getting that money. But to sit here to say like people hate her, no. People are just upset and fucking tired of hearing y'all putting this young lady, y'all putting a target on her back. You seen what happened last night in the dream game where Ryan Howard got into it with Caitlin Clark. Everybody is tired of hearing about how y'all worship the ground that she walks on. That's what these ladies are tired of hearing. It's not hate. They just hate how the media put that target on her back. That's what it is. But Caitlin Clark is strong, and I love how the way that she's carrying herself. Yes. Walk your walk and talk your talk at the same time, Caitlin. Because that's what you're doing. You're showing that, yeah, y'all can sit here and get physical with me. Yeah, y'all can sit here and try to bully me and all this other stuff, but I ain't backing down. I'm still one of the prolific point guards in this game. I'm still one of the best sharp shooters in this game, if not the best sharp shooter in the game. So Caitlin Clark is most definitely wearing that bullseye that the media is putting on her back, but it's the media fault. It's not these ladies hating Caitlin Clark. They don't hate her. They just tired of how the media paints her. And then it sucks that, these fans take it another step further, and make it racial and stuff like that. Now they putting their 2 cents in it. And it just like goes crazy, like pow. And they really screaming. It really shouldn't. We should be celebrating that these ladies are out here balling. Celebrate that these ladies out here generating and fighting for what they really want. They want that check. They want that bread. So that's my piece on the rant of the whole Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark versus the rest of the ladies. I don't think they hate her. I just think that they hate how the media paint her, how the media position her. They feel like they kind of being disrespected. That's just how I see it. You feel me? I could be wrong. Let me know what y'all think, or if y'all think any different in the comments. You feel me? Do y'all think that the media paints Caitlin Clark picture or put a bullseye on her back? Or do y'all just think that these ladies might really hate Caitlin Clark? Y'all let me know in the comments, you feel me? That'll be a dope conversation to talk about. All right, yo. Last segment of the show. And we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs, Doug. And, the NBA playoffs has been very interesting this year, Doug. Like, very interesting. And I really feel like that this is the best playoffs that we had since 2016, for real. About 2015, 2016. Somewhere around that range. I think that this is where that playoffs is where is it at? You got Ant-Man taking out all the OGs, taking out the KDs, the Books, the Lucas, the LeBron, the Stephen, the Jimmy. And, now he's going up against the young guys in the OKC. I love the way how OKC really maintained their game plan throughout the whole playoffs, just like they did in the regular season. We seen that the Knicks really showing us like Tom Thibodeau ain't really, yes, he's putting a lot of minutes on 8 players, but it works for them. We're seeing that the Indiana Pacers are a sneaky ass team, dude. There's no way else to put it. Tyrese Halliburton is not the most overrated player, He's not. I think that he's a star. I'm not gonna give him the superstar title, but he's most definitely a star. He's most definitely what the Pacers really need. But before I go any further about the Pacers, let's talk about the OKC and the Minnesota Timberwolves, And I'm getting the feeling that this series could be over early. Like real life shit, dude. Like I think that how can I say this? I initially thought that this series could really go 7. I really did. because I really felt like that the Minnesota Timberwolves was here in the Western Conference Finals last year. They know what it feels like to come up short. They know what it feels like to watch the opposite team go on to play the finals and get that ass spanked. So many other words. So I thought that the Timberwolves was going to be ready for this. But OKC is just like showing otherwise, bro. And number one, shout out to SGA for winning the NBA's MVP this year. He had my vote all year long. And SGA just keep on proving us why he got that, bro. He got that because SGA, yo, is just so efficient, so smooth. He is him. He is that guy. SGA was first. Here's the NBA rankings, yo. He was first in points. He was first in field goals made. He was first in plus minus. He was first in net rating. He was first in 20-point games. He was first in 30-point games. He was first in 40-point games. He was first in 50-point games. He was fourth in offensive rating. He was sixth in defensive rating. And he was second in steals. Like, yo, I know a lot of people was rooting for Jokic to be the MVP, but it is hard to say to not give it to SGA. SGA had helped led the OKC to 68 wins, the number one seed in the West. Now, granted, Jokic did have a decent year. He balled out as well, yo. But the things that Jokic did was still not enough to put his team in better position. You feel me? Like, yes, he had the most triple doubles in this season. Yes, he led the NBA with centers with the most 20 points, the 30 points for centers. For centers now. But it was not enough to reach Denver, to put Denver on the top seed. You know what I mean? We didn't see Jokic get MVP awards and still was number one seed. You know what I mean? It's, like I said, I'm not throwing a shot at him or anything in that nature, but I just really just feel like that SGA officially won it hands down. That's my MVP rant. Now, for this series, I think that this can be a sweep. The brims could potentially come out. If not, it's going to go, I think it's going to be OKC 4-1. Hear me out. The Minnesota Timberwolves just can't find a rhythm. And when they do find a rhythm, it's just like OKC rhythm is a little bit better. You know, because the Timberwolves can go back and forth with OKC in the first two quarters. You know, Ant-Man out here balling. He's putting up great numbers. He also, shout out to Ant-Man for having for overcoming Kevin Garnett for the most points for the Timberwolves playoff history. So shout out to him. But after a while, the Minnesota Timberwolves played two-man ball, and they hope that everybody else can chime in and chip in. And the two-man ball is Ant-Man and Julius Randle. They go back and forth, back and forth. Hey, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. Sounds familiar? Sounds like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum back in the Boston days. They really couldn't win with that your turn, my turn, my turn. They needed the others to step up. That's why they went on here and got Drew Holiday. That's why they went and got Derek White. That's why they got Porzingis. So they can went on here and say, when you do that your turn, my turn, we got some good other surrounding casts. Now, granted, they had some other good surrounding casts like a Marcus Smart, Kyrie Irving, etc. But right now, that didn't work for them. So with the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's also having that same type of dilemma. It's like Rudy Gobert it's nowhere near a damn offensive threat. This guy looked like a damn ballerina at times when he's trying to tiptoe into the paint. When he's down in the paint, he's not aggressive. Like he doesn't go up with no force or anything in that nature. So takes him out the game. McDaniels he's off and on, but you know the offense doesn't really gets into his hands a lot because it's Ant-Man and Julius Randle. Dante DiVincenzo, he's just off and on. He's not the same player he was last year, what he was for the New York Knicks. So it's just like the Minnesota Timberwolves doesn't have like a balanced attack in my eyes. That's how I feel. What it is, OG. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. I really do, man. Yeah, it's just like it's not going to be enough against OKC. And then when it comes to, like I said, they can go back and forth in the first two quarters. And then when it comes to that third quarter, yo, the Thunder are just like fucking ridiculous. It's like they cannot miss, yo. It's like throwing a rock in the ocean. They always hitting. And then they wind up changing, going from their 4-point lead to like a 15 or 17-point lead early in the third quarter. And now Minnesota is struggling, trying to figure out how to get back into the game, if they can get back in the game. And then OKC defense, yo, you can't turn your back on them because there's always somebody coming from a weird angle, running up on you, snatching the cookies and all that, yo. It's just like, damn. So it's just like that. Oh, like the Thunder, yo. And I granted, I feel like they probably will slip a game. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you know, the Timberwolves got scores. They got the guys. They got a decent team because they wouldn't have made it to the Western Conference Finals. But I just feel like the Thunder are just way too young, way too athletic, and everybody has and knows their role. They know that SGA is the number one dog. They know that J-Dub is the second in command. They know that Dort is the top defender. They know that Caruso is going to be a defender. They know that Chet is like the third option. They know that Hartenstein could come in, wind up being the fourth option. Then you got Wallace, you got Wiggins coming off the bench. It's just like they are loaded. Everybody knows their role. And I feel like that this is why that OKC is probably going to sweep the Timberwolves, or they're going to get a gentleman sweep in my eyes. I'm going to go with a gentleman sweep because I just really feel like the Ant-Man ain't just going to go down like that. You know, I really just feel like he can try to will a win for them. But other than that, you know, this might be a quick series for the Thunder, dog. Like, very, very quick, yo. And I hear everybody sitting here complaining about, you know, SGA and this foul baiting shit, yo. Let me just go ahead and clear this up for y'all, yo, real quick. When Kobe, great Kobe Bean Bryant, bro, won his MVP. I'm trying to find it. When Kobe Bryant won his MVP in 2008, yo, y'all know how many free throws he took? He had the most in the league, 742 free throws. You know how many SGA had this year? Not near 742. He only had 669 free throws. So everybody doing all this complaining about, oh, he's foul baiting. He's doing, yo, players been doing this for a while. It's okay to find a way how to manipulate the system. Because remember, a couple years ago when James Harden won his MVP back in, what was that, 2017, 2018? He manipulated. It was a step back. Oh, he traveling. Oh, the Euro step was to travel. Everybody didn't understand his game. But it was all in the rules. It was all in good. It was all in good sportsmanship, and that he was able to learn how to manipulate the system. So you can't be mad about the foul baiting. And then here's another fun fact for the OKC Thunder, yo. They had the most 10-0 runs in playoff right now. The last team that came close to them was the 2021-2022 Golden State Warriors. They had 98 10-0 runs. You know how many 10-0 runs that OKC Thunder has? 106. He's like, yo, that's what I mean. Like, yo, when they get to the third quarter, they just start blowing teams out. It's because of these 10-0 runs. So I just think that they are a complete team. They are most definitely, I think, is going to wind up being in the finals. Now, who they face, it's going to be a very, very, very interesting question. Because this series right here, that is about an hour away, the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. Doug, when I say that this series right here shocked me in game one. The New York Knicks was up 12, but there was like 3 minutes and some change left. The New York Knicks was up 7 when it was 48 seconds left. And they blew that game. Inconsistent, rushing shots, not taking time off the clock. Can't hit free throws. Left money out. Terrible. No good. And Indiana Pacers, yo, they went on this crazy ass run, yo. Like, Aaron Nesmith has scored 30 points in that game. 20 of his points was in the fourth quarter. 17 of those points came in the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The last 3 minutes and 14 seconds. New York Knicks, where was the defense? That is terrible. But the Indiana Pacers is a team that you can't leave time on the clock. It's not their first rodeo. This is not the first time that shit happened. They did it twice. No, it wasn't 3 times before this. They did it multiple times. And other series. They did it in the Cavs series and they did it in the Bucks series. Like, if you leave too much time, these guys can find a way, get hot. They play a fast-paced game. So by the time they cross in half court, yo, they ain't even into like 18 seconds of the shot clock. They still got like 19 to 20 seconds left in the shot clock. And it's like they just keep constantly moving. And just like you can see that there's no quitting. Nobody on that team. Nobody. You got Tyrese Halliburton doing the reacting of the choke. Like, wow. So, I'm not going to say the Knicks are in trouble, but if it goes down like this again tonight, the Knicks could be in trouble, Doug. Like, you can't be up in Madison Square Garden losing games like this. The Knicks should know, yo, they also is one of the teams that came back from a 20-point deficit in this playoffs. So, I just think that the Knicks most definitely going to have to tighten up their defense. The Knicks is most definitely going to have to be efficient. They're going to have to close out their game. They got to close that door, Doug. If they don't not be able to close that door, boy, this might be an OKC and Indiana Pacers in the finals. And which is a good thing for this playoffs, yo, for this Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals. This is the first time in since 97 that a California or a Texas team is not representing a Western Conference finals. The New York Knicks is the only team left in the playoffs who won a championship. But that was back in 1972. OKC never won it, and the Pacers never won it, and the Minnesota Timberwolves never won it. So and then the crazy thing about it is 3 of these teams that's left in the finals, in the Eastern Conference finals, are small market teams. So hooray, small market teams. You feel me? So that's what makes it dope, man. This was kind of make NBA exciting this year. I'm happy for these teams. But I'm going to tell you right now, yo, if the New York Knicks lose to the Indiana Pacers twice in back-to-back playoffs, oh, man, I know the New York Knicks fans is going to hate it. Stephen A. going to be sick. But nah, yo, I really think that the Knicks will tie the series up tonight. I just don't see that the Pacers can keep up that lucky streak every game. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it's lucky, but I just don't see though that shot that Halliburton putting up at the end of the game, last game. I don't see that happening every time. You know what I mean? I really feel like that was the only lucky time that's going to happen. I think that for all of the Pacers to actually beat the Knicks outright, they're just going to have to keep playing hustle ball, keep striding. Don't let that lead get out the way. And for the Knicks, if you do get another lead like that, you better learn how to be efficient, stop the clock. Run the clock, get better shots, and you're going to have to hit free throws. And OG Anunoby cannot blow a layup on a fast break, Dunk the ball. Dunk that shit, though. Like, I don't see how you missed that one. You made Rudy Gobert look better than what you did. So, my prediction of the NBA Finals, not going to give it to y'all just yet, I need to see this game tonight. I'm most definitely going to put OKC in the Finals, but in the Eastern Conference, I just don't see. I got to see this game tonight. I got to see if the New York Knicks is going to be able to semi-protect home court advantage a little bit. Got to see. If the Knicks lose tonight, I'm going to say that it's going to be the Pacers and the Thunder in the NBA Finals. If the Knicks lose tonight. If the Knicks don't lose tonight, then I'm just wait it out to see how Game 3 goes. So, that it is. That's what it is. I'm choosing OKC coming out the West. And depending on how Game 2 tonight in the next couple of about another 52 minutes or 54 minutes or so, if the Knicks lose, then it's Thunder and Pacers are going to be in the Finals. Hands down. But nah, that's how I see it, That was my NBA playoff rant. And before I let y'all go, I got a gift for y'all. Something to have y'all sitting here ponder a little bit. But hear me out when I do have y'all ponder. Now, this is a segment I like to call my random thought. And the reason why I call this my random thought is because sometimes my mind just be going all over the place. And I gotta just say, like, this one is going to be a good one. You feel me? What is the difference between Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones? Haven't figured it out yet? Give you 10 more seconds. Still having a hard time? There's really no goddamn difference other than one quarterback was playing in a small market ball in a small market team. Any other quarterback was potentially playing in a big market team. The small market quarterback is your Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville Jaguars. Team is not, it's not the best. They most definitely having trouble collecting revenue a little bit. This team was potentially once upon a time was talked about, rumored about that they was not going to be in Jacksonville too much longer. They might ship them over to overseas and let them be the London Jaguars so that the NFL can have a international team. But then Jacksonville was like, hell no, we ain't, nah, we need them to stay. We continue to be a small market team. And then the New York Giants, it's a big market team. We already know that New York sports, doesn't matter where you go at, whether it's the Knicks, whether it's the Yankees, the Mets, Rangers, doesn't matter. New York sports teams are the top of the market, top of the food chain. Sometimes the life doesn't get no brighter than New York City. But then, that was like the only difference that these quarterbacks have. And they played on the different college teams. That was it. Their records are almost identical. Trevor Lawrence is 22-38. Daniel Jones is 22-37-1. Trevor Lawrence thrown 14,898 total yards. Daniel Jones threw 14,605 total yards. Trevor Lawrence threw 69 touchdowns and 46 interceptions. Daniel Jones threw 62 touchdowns and 42 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence passer rating is 85%. Daniel Jones is at 84.3. Trevor Lawrence completion percentage is a 63.3%. Daniel Jones completion percentage is a 64%. If I was to tell y'all that I was going back and forth, you probably wouldn't have never known who quarterback was who. And the reason why I brought this up is because how in the hell that Trevor Lawrence is still in the league? How in the hell Trevor Lawrence is still a starting quarterback in this league? He got the. How come that nobody is harping down on Trevor Lawrence the way that media was harping down on Daniel Jones? And like the only reason that I can come up with is because of small market and big market. That was it. Because we was crucifying Daniel Jones in the New York Giants when the Giants signed Daniel Jones to that contract extension and did not sign Saquon Barkley back. But we not yet scratched our head when Trevor Lawrence got that deal. We said, oh, yeah, it's Trevor Lawrence. He's down the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was it. Neither one of these quarterbacks got a playoff win. None of them. So it's like, why did Trevor Lawrence have a job? How's he still starting quarterback in this league, Doug? So that is my random thought, yo. I just thought I might share that with y'all. You feel me? So y'all let me know. If you had to choose between Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones, I know where a lot of people is probably going to go at, but if you had to choose, what quarterback would you choose? Daniel Jones or Trevor Lawrence? If you had to choose just those two quarterbacks. And I don't want to hear, no, I'm not choosing neither one of them. You have to choose one. Who would y'all choose? Y'all let me know in the comments, you feel me? So I just thought that I'd just bring that up. That was my random thought. Just like, how the hell Trevor Lawrence is still a starting quarterback? How come we are not crucifying Trevor Lawrence the way that we all crucified Daniel Jones? We was like, Daniel Jones is just terrible. He shouldn't be a starting quarterback. He need to go. Yeah, but we have not said that about Trevor Lawrence. We thought that once upon a time that Trevor Lawrence was going to save the Jacksonville Jaguars. We thought that Trevor Lawrence was going to be the next Tom Brady. Everybody forgot about that conversation, huh? I didn't. That's why I brung it up. So that is my random thought. And I appreciate y'all for staying on and checking out my random thought, yo. I just thought I'd share that with y'all. And I appreciate everybody who tuned into this episode, yo. Greatly appreciate y'all because without y'all, yo, the views and the streaming and the algorithm wouldn't be no good without y'all. So I most definitely appreciate y'all for helping me push MTMO through this YouTube algorithm because this algorithm is very, very tough, you feel me? But I appreciate y'all. Now, like I said in the beginning of the show, yo, if you are not a subscriber already, please like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel as I'm trying to grow this channel and to my mini goal to 1,000 subscribers. And I need your help. So make sure y'all go out here and spread the word. Tell a friend who can be a friend, who can possibly be a friend, that MTMO Sports Podcast is this podcast that they need in their podcast rotations. You feel me? So make sure y'all go out here and check me out. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button so y'all can get notifications on when I drop any materials on here, whether it's YouTube short, whether it's a video clip, or whether it's a live episode. You will get the notification. Also, can y'all go out here and go to my spread shop, NTMO spread shop, where you can get your hat, shirts, hoodies, backpacks, whatever it is that you're looking for, yo. I need y'all to go out here and support me, yo. Help me generate some revenue, you feel me? By out here grabbing one of the dope podcast's hat, yo. We got all different types of hats, whether it's a trucker hat, whether it's a regular hat, yo, Scully, whatever, yo. Go out here, hit my spread shop, yo. Help me out, you feel me, yo. I will greatly appreciate that. We can start pumping MTMO gear out here, yo, so everybody can grab a board, yo. You feel me? So go ahead and spread the word, yo. Go out here and hit my my spread shop for me, please. Also, man, make sure y'all go out here and follow Walk a Mile in Our Shoes. We are a nonprofit organization that's out here giving back to our communities. Currently, we got 3 locations, whether it's North Jersey, South Jersey, and here in Baltimore. You feel me? So make sure y'all go out here and support. Follow us on all social media platforms, as you can see that on the tick at the bottom. Speaking of social media platforms, make sure y'all go out here and follow MTMO social media platforms as well, whether it's on TikTok or Instagram, and that's going to be MTMO_sports podcast, or whether it's Facebook or X, you can catch me at, or you can find my tag at my THTS, my opinion. And it's also right there in the bottom of the ticker. You feel me? That's pretty much it, yo. Like I said, I greatly appreciate everybody who tuned in, tap in, yo. Just make sure y'all go out here and spread the word for me as well. And I will most definitely catch y'all next week, as long as my sons don't have no wild schedule game. But their season is most definitely starting to wind down. So y'all most definitely going to be getting more. I'm going to be pumping more episodes out. You feel me? So make sure y'all stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. You feel me? And as always, y'all, I greatly appreciate y'all. And I catch y'all in these streets. I holla.